Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let's dive into the Rust color. We have some exciting stuff going on here, namely elves and tree folks, maybe some kitkins too. I'm sure wondering what color pairs those are. But without further ado, our first card is the 1 mana 1/1. Surprisingly, that's how every color pair starts in Lorwyn. Elvish Eulogies is an elf shaman, sacrifice it. You gain 1 life for each elf card in your graveyard. Yeah, this sounds nothing. But I think even in today's limited, this might actually be good. Like imagine like having like 1/1 which pokes in a little bit, and then at one point you just gain like 8 life. That can turn the tide. However, here I think formats are not as vicious because there aren't like that many ridiculous bombs that can turn around the game in like 2 turns. So maybe that life matters a little bit less weirdly, but yeah, it's an elf though. Elvish Hand Servant. So it's a 1 mana elf warrior 1/1. Whenever a player casts a giant spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Huh, that is interesting. Because you can cast the giant spells too, which I don't think it's gonna work out that well. Because you want elf probably in your elf deck. If you are against giants, it's like Tarmogoyf, and goes very nicely. Yeah, I mean, you don't mind one copy of it, I guess. It's very specific though. Like, I really need to see how these things like come together. Hunt down. Now, this one, yeah. So this one I think is pretty good. It's a 1 mana sorcery. Target creature blocks target creature this turn if able. So you can eat a creature which you could beat anyway. So you're never gonna get or very rarely gonna get the best creature what they have. Because if you get it, that means that you are already ahead because you have a better creature. Because otherwise you just 2-for-1 yourself. There are scenarios when you would do that. You have a 4/1 and they have like a 6/4, which is a ridiculous bomb with abilities, and then this one lets you get that off the battlefield. But generally, it's picking up smaller creatures. Not bad, not good. It's mediocre. D plus. Sylvan Echoes, it's 1 mana enchantment. Whenever you clash and win, you may draw a card. So maybe this clash deck is like 5 colors, because we've seen good clash cards in red, good clash cards in white, in blue. Who knows? Yeah. But if you win a clash, you draw a card. Yeah, I think this one is pretty good. Like if you have like clashes which are repeatable, this can get you a ton of cards. Okay, now I'm going up a little bit on Clash. 3/4 Harbinger. It's a $9 card too now. But yeah, it's an O3, and when this enters, you may search for library for 3/4 or forest card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. Yeah, pretty good. And this is actually notably very good because it's 1 mana too, so Tree Folk probably starts at a higher mana, so you need something to start blocking, so you don't need the damage. Yeah, and this blocks nicely, like 2/1s, 2/2s, and 3 sees the first deadline and gets through it, but those creatures don't come, it looks like, too much until like turn 5, so this buys you a ton of time. Eyes of the Wizened. So this is a Kindred enchantment elemental 1 on a green. Whenever your opponent casts a blue spell during your turn, you may create a 4/4 green elemental creature token. This is very good against fairies because it slows them down. Yeah. Oh, it blue spell. Okay, so this one maybe is not as good in limited. This used to be, I think, in sometimes in like constructed format sideboards. Good against counter spells. Yeah. So this one is probably not much of a limited card. But keep it in the sideboard if it wills to you. Who knows? If your opponent is blue black fairies, you can get some mileage out of it. And counter spells hard to cast on their turn. So yeah. Fertile ground, so it's 2 and a green, ancient land. Whenever a land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. So this does ramp and color fixes. So maybe this is kind of key to the that 4 5 color clash deck. I don't know, or if you want to ramp into something, giants would want you to ramp, but I think green is not really a giant color. We'll see soon. Fistful of Force, 2 mana instant, target creature gets +2/+2. Clash, if you win, it gets a +1/+2, an additional type, and trample. Okay. Look, like aggressively, this combat trick is very, very good, I think. The +2/+2 will probably win your combat when your opponent is stepped down. And if you win the cash, God forbid, they're gonna take like an extra 4. So yeah, that is quite good. This card, I think. Kitkin Dagger there. Okay, there you go. It's like a brawl fighter. So let's see. It's 2 mana Kitkin Soldier, 1/1. And whew, this ability is unbelievable. I think this card is excellent. It's green, tap, target attacking creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Like knowing how the stat stats breaking down that there's a lot of 2 mana and 1 mana 1/1s, 3 mana 2/2s, and like 4 mana 3/3s or 5 mana 3/3s. Like, can you imagine this? You send in like your 1 mana 1/1 creature, and this can trade up to like a 5 mana 3/3. Yeah, just putting it kind of in perspective. But this is insane, and this card is very very good. Imagine you have like two of these. Wow. Lemon Style Weave. So it's a 1 and a green instant uncommon, choose a card name. Then target player mirrors a card. If a card with the chosen name was mirrored this way, you gain life equal to its mana value, draw a card. I guess this combos with Ponder. Yeah, you can cycle against it. It's just very bad discard. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty bad. Like I don't know what's happening here. This card. Don't take this. Don't use this. Leaf Glider. It's an elf druid creature. It's a 2 mana 2/1 and a mana dog. This is a stupidly good card, I think. Like the 2 mana 2/1 stat line is great. Attacks blocks. Um, 2 mana 2 power is what you want, and this ramps you. Yeah, excellent stuff all around. Lignify, so it's a 2 and a green Kindred Enchantment 3/4 corner. An enchanted creature is a 3/4 with base power and toughness of 4 and loses all abilities. Yeah, yeah. This is good pacifism in green, which is short supply, and this used to be expensive too. Now it's kind of cheaper. Spring cleaning, 1 and a green, instant, destroy target enchantment. Clash with an opponent. If you win, destroy all enchantment. Yeah, okay. This is, disenchant kind of versus disenchant. This doesn't kill artifact. 1 copy in your sideboard. Don't pick it highly. There isn't much here to worry about. It's nice everyone survived to destroy an Oblivion Ring, but unfortunately, consistently finding targets for this is not trivial. Warren Scourge Elf. So it's a 2 mana elf warrior, 1/1 protection from goblins. Yeah, we used to have the goblin equivalent of it. So these like two cruiser ship, sailing next to each other in the darkness. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's quite okay. Especially when you have like ways to manipulate like creature types for some reason. Then this has protection from everything basically. Yeah, it's an okay card. Woodland Changeling. Yeah, you take, I think, this highly. It's a 1 and a green shapeshifter changeling 2/2. It goes into every green deck, right? If you need a Kitkin, it's a Kitkin. If you need a Tree Folk, it's a Tree Folk. And if you need an Elf, this is an Elf. So, nothing much to see here. Solid card. Run Vanquisher. So, it's a 2 mana 3/3. Unbelievable. And you can either reveal an Elf card or pay 3 extra, which would be a 5 mana 3/3, which is baseline in the set. And this has Death Touch. So it's a 2 mana 3/3 Death Touch in the app. That yeah, this card is like a B plus in this format. Wow, well, what a warrior she is. Bellwand Oak. So it's a 3 mana 1/3 folk. Whenever a first you control enters, this gets +2/+2. And whenever you cast a tree folk, this gets +2/+2. Wow, this card is savage. Like this on turn 3, and your next turn cost like like play a forest, cost a tree folk, and this comes in for like 5 6. Wow. I mean, that's how tree folks win limited games. Like this is, I think, a very very key card to that. Wow. Average branch bender. It's a gray ogre elf, 3 mana after it for 2/2. But on a tap until end of turn, target first becomes an XX 3/4 creature in addition to its other types, where X is the number of elves you control. Say if you have 4 elves, then your lands are 4/4. It has to be a forest, so it's not every land, and if they block them or whatever, kill them, you start running low on forest. But nonetheless, this card is excellent stuff. And this is a common only. Wow. Wow. Elves probably doing it here. The Elvish Harbinger is the Harbinger. It's a 1/2 for 3, but it does have 4 mana and has the Harbinger ability when picked it up for a creature and put it on the top. Yes, super good card. Very, very good card. Gearleaf Ambush. It's a 3 mana Kindred instant elf. Create 2/1/1 green elf. Warrior creature. You clash. If you win, they gain Dustin. Yeah, if you win the clash, then this can win a game. Like imagine they attack you with 2/4/4s. You make the blockers, and maybe you have other creatures too, so you can correct the blocks. Because you're gonna see if you won the clash before blockers are declared, right? And yeah, if you win the clash, you just like tick 1/1. You kill like 2 4 mana creatures for 3 mana. Wow. Yeah, this is quite the ambush. So good card. Yeah, I mean, Elves looks fantastic so far. So let's move on. Okay, so Gear Leaf here is a 3 mana 2/2, another Grey Ogre, Elf Shaman, and for green, look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put them back in any order. Oh, it's quite the seal. Um, Look, nothing extra. I think it's a sea level card. Helps you manipulate your library, so when you need action, this will, like put the what is this lens to the second one, and you get the action. Yeah, you can hunt a little bit with this. Yeah, it's card. It's like a sea level card. Imperious Perfect. Now this one is a good one. Um, yeah. So with this one, it's a 2 and a green elf warrior 2/2, but it's a lord. Other elves you control get +1/+1. And for one single green mana, you create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. This card is unbelievable. Like this, create a 1/1 creature token today cost you like 4 or 5 mana. Yeah, I think this is one of those designs which is, today this would be just taking over games. And I'm pretty sure it was taking it over back then too. Wow, what a card. Yeah, this is an A, right? You just keep it and now you are elf. I mean, so far it's true for a lot of the elves that I've seen here in green. So yeah, so quite good. Jagged Scar Archer, so it's a 3 mana 1 green elf archer XX stat line, and its power and toughness is equal to the number of elves you control. So this is easily making it a 3/3, and it shoots down flyers equal to its power if you tap it. So yeah, it kills the fairies on its own, and if you have 2 other, like elves, it pretty much kills all the flyers in the format. Yeah, solid card. Kitkin more color. So it's Grey Ogre of Kitkins, 3 mana for 2/2, Kitkin Scout. Whenever an attacking Kitkin or elf is put into a graveyard from battlefield, you may draw a card. Wow. Yeah, this is very, very good. Like if you can generate situations where your Kitkins are trading, whew, then you're winning that game. Or they just become unblockable because no one wants to, let you draw cards and trade down creatures until they can kill this. Okay, so next one, Lace with Moonglove. It's an instant, target creature gains Death Touch, and you draw a card. Yeah, that I don't mind. Uh, this lets your small creatures trade up to big creatures without losing a card, because you draw a card once it resolves. Look, it's a combat trick defensively, so you can get 2 for 1. Obviously, if you have tokens around, that's ideal, because then this is great. Even if they remove the creature in response, um, yeah, you still draw the card. So they're just being forced to use a removal on token. Yeah, this card is not as bad as it looks like. Doesn't give stats, but I think you can angle this in a way that you get nice value out of it. Box Strider Ash. So it's a 4 mana 3 Fox Shaman with Swamp Walk 2/4. And whenever a player casts a goblin, you may pay green. If you do, you gain life. Yeah, I don't mind. So apparently, yeah, the tree folks and the goblins have a beef. Goblins cut down the tree folks. Probably elementals have a beef with the tree folks too, because burn them. But anyway, if that's not happening, this blocks nicely and gains you a lot of life. Good defensive creature, I think. Not like, again, not an A or whatever, but it's a solid C. C plus maybe even, depending on the format. Briarhorn, it's a 4 mana flash 3/3 elemental. When this enters, target creature gets +3/+3, and you can invoke it. So this is very, very good, this card. Like, like this very easily can get you a 2 for 1. Because it comes in as a 4 mana flash 3/3, and it can target itself. So if that happens, you can eat an attacker, and this still demands a removal, right? And any of those shenanigans I see, like, bounce a creature, whatever, this is good with those. Cloud Crown Oak. So it's a 4 mana force, a 3/4 elemental, 3/4 warrior with reach. Solid. Solid. Like in this format where fairies are a thing, right? Like giants throw things over. This is it. Like a chunky body, 4 toughness, critical in this format, and has reach. Yeah, good card. Good card. C plus or even more. Who knows? Yeah, Dauntless Doorbark. It's a 4 mana, 3/4 courier. Power and toughness equal to the forest, plus the number of tree folks. Okay, it's quite the number. So on turn 6, this could easily be like a 5/5. And it has trample. Yeah, like a 4 mana 5/5 trampler. Yeah, it's quite good. If you have like 3 forest and 3 folk, 4/4 trampler, probably have 2 3 folk. It's 5/5 trampler for 4 even. Very good card, yeah. Yeah, it's rare for a reason. Avish Promenade, so it's a 4 mana elf kindred sorcery. Create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token for each elf you control. So it basically doubles the number of elves you control. This card is 17 Canadian dollar right now, which is absolutely nuts. But yeah, I think because of commander demand, right? It's easy to put like 20 elves on the battlefield and make another 20 and then crater hoof them because that's how you win in commander. But yeah, without talking too much trash about that format, I think, yeah, like Avish Promenade is probably good in limited because the critical mass seem to matter for us here, and there's a lot of ability where X is the number of Fs you control. This certainly helps that. Oh, Garruk Wild Speaker. So this one, yeah, like I think this one is also a very, very strong planeswalker. It's a little tiny to be a Garruk. Like it's weird that Garruk have less loyalty than Chandra, but it's like a not so grown man Garruk yet. It's 4 mana for a 3 loyalty Garruk planeswalker. For +1, you can untap 2 target lands, so technically it can come down for 2 mana net if you have 4 lands. For -1, we create a 3/3 green beast, and for -4, creatures get +3/+3 and gain trample on the end of turn. So you can either untap 2 lands and then next turn threaten an overrun, which is already very solid. Like it's a delayed overrun. But if you have parity, they can't really attack Garuk, then you can do that. If you are a little bit more sketchy situation, let's say they have like one creature, you have one creature, and then you minus it, and then get 3 creatures, and then that's how you get ahead, right? Because they play one creature, you play a creature and get a creature every turn. And yeah, if you have already a huge board start, just try to work yourself for the 1 - 4, and then that will kill them. Yeah, super solid planeswalker, by the way. The only thing is that the loyalty is somewhat small, so they can attack it, especially if fairies can poke in it. But yeah, but otherwise, it's pretty likable, Garu. Here, the scars. It is a 4 mana instant. Regenerate target creature, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Yeah, 4 mana is way too much for this. Is an F. Like, even back then, I think this is way too much. Yeah, like if you have like high toughness, like 3 folks or whatever, obviously you gain some life. But even then, like 4 mana for 5 life and regenerating, like how can you hold up even 4 mana? That's crazy to me, even in 2005. Yeah, just don't. Immaculate Magistrate. So this is rare, so it's better be good. 4 mana, Elf Shaman, it's 2/2, and put a +1/+1 counter on target creature for each elf you control. Yeah, this is good. There's not much. If you untap with it and you have a token lying out on like 5 elves and you made a 6/6, that's pretty damn impressive. And you can rumble with your token next turn, make another one. God forbid you can untap and tap it twice in a turn. Yeah, very, very good stuff. Lisa and a Huntmaster. So this is also like a 6 Canadian dollar card right now. So it's 6 mana for a 3/3. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. And there's good reason for it. The stat line is kind of middle, a little bit cheaper, because you've seen 5 mana 3/3 here in this format. It's 4 mana 3/3, already better. And when you cast elf spells, which is what your elf deck trying to do, you get extra elves. So elves are really, really impressive so far to go wide. And I remember in black there was that 5 mana spell which +2/+souls. I think one copy is pretty good in the elf deck probably of that. Okay, okay. Mask Admirers. So this is a 4 mana elf shaman 3/2. When this enters, draw a card. Chef's kiss. No need to tell me anything else. And whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay green green. If you do, return this card from your. Wow. I mean, yeah. So this is gonna win you a long game. I understand that it's not a 6/6. If they attack you with 6/6s, this doesn't do anything. But the fact that this can come back every second turn and draw a card, and even if you just bring it back once, a substantial amount of like grief to your opponent, because they 2-for-1 themselves once, and now they 2-for-1 themselves again. And it's actually now it's like a 3-for-1 or whatever, because you get this back for free, or yeah, like 2-for-0. Yeah, yeah, wow, pretty good. Woodland Guidance, yeah, obviously scores on like an A. Woodland Guidance, a 4 mana sorcery, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Clash if you win on top of forest and exile it. And this could be good because this could be a free regrowth. It could be a 5 mana regrowth effect, but yeah, it's any card though, so that helps. I don't mind a copy of this in my graveyard. And the only on top forest though, so it's not gonna be actually ever free. I'm probably gonna get regrowth price on this, but still. This card is yeah not necessarily bad. Like one copy, especially if you have a bomb, regrowing that's pretty strong. That can put a game out of reach. Run Packmasters, and this is the AF champion. It's an AF warrior. It's a 4 mana 5/5. Unbelievable stat line, man. And you champion an AF, but what you get for it, not only the 5/5 stat line, but for 2 and a green, you can create a green green wolf creature token, and they have Death Touch, all of them. Wow. I mean, yeah, this card is just so head and shoulders above like most other cards in the set. Like, yeah, there's some real bombs here. This set looks awesome. I don't know, I said this a few times, but wow, I wish I was like, playing back then. Anyway, what I can play now is Changeling Titan though. So this is a 5 mana 7/7 champion a creature into Changeling. Yeah, this is the muscle in almost every deck. Like if you are tree folk, you don't mind that. If you are elves, you don't mind that. And what else? If you are Kitkin, you don't mind that. Because you have small creatures, it's a big creature. And you can exile one of the small creatures, which you don't mind because those don't have too much impact late game anyway. And then if this happens to die, still get back that. Yeah, I mean a lot to like here. This card is very very good. It's like a C plus. Incremental growth. Now speaking of another card which is very very good, especially in a format where 2 mana 1/1s, 3 mana 2/2s, and 5 mana 3/3s running around. So this one is for 5 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature, and 3 on a third target creature. Yeah, like I don't wanna, educate you too much how to do this. Like probably you're gonna be able to figure it out. I think it's worth to always put like make sure that one creature becomes the biggest creature on the board from your side, and after that, you can grow a token to an annoying size. It trades now 5 mana 3/3. Yeah, but moral of the story is that whatever those stat lines are, right, like 2 mana 1/1, 3 mana 2/2, 5 mana 3/3, this gives you those stats for 5 mana. That's like 10 mana worth of stats how the format line up. That's why I think it's good in an unlimited format, but I think it's particularly good in this one. Not elite, so that's like a 5 mana 4/2 elf warrior, and all creatures able to block this creature do so. And when this enters, clash with your opponent. If you win, put a +1/+1 on it. The clash is not the big part of it. Obviously, you don't mind this being a 5/3, but that's not the joke. The joke here, if you can send this in the next turn, then you offer strike your opponent, and all of their creatures need to block here. and the rest of your creatures deal damage, so they're gonna probably lose the game. So yeah, no, this is a solid card. Elves are looking really impressive here. Okay, so next one on our list is the green command. Primal commands is 5 mana, choose 2, target player gains 7 life, put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library, target player shuffles their graveyard into their library, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put into your hand, then shuffle. Huh. So this one, obviously, search for a creature card, put it to your hand, then shuffle. That's almost gonna be always a mode that you're gonna choose. And then graveyard into library. I haven't seen that mattering too much so far, so it's an edge case that's available for you. The gain 7 life could be useful, but I think in early days of Magic, life gain did not matter as much as it is today. Um, yeah, so then put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. Yeah, I think that one is kind of removable. So it's something like a 1.5 for one, because problem doesn't fully go away. But if you kill them on that turn, then it did, right? It's non-creature though, so yeah, so it's a much worse actually. This is not like a 2-for-1 journey. It's like 1-for-1 with a little extra. It's a solid 1-for-1. You get a creature gain 7 life. It's like okay, for 5 mana, I guess. Yeah, and then sometimes you're gonna have like that situation, right, where you know that you can kill them on 2 turns, but you're worried that they top deck a removal, so you can put back a land to the top of their library and then search a creature to put pressure more, so that helps, and you know that they're gonna just draw a land next turn. So yeah, those are the tricks with this card. It's a bad card or anything. It's just yeah, not as powerful as like the blue one is really good, the black one is very good, and then the white one. So as per colors are clearly winning this one. But you still will first pick probably these cards and be happy with it. Yeah. So next one is Root Grapple. It's a 5 mana Kindred instant 3 folk, destroy target non creature permanent. If you control 3 folk, draw a card. Yeah, I don't mind one copy in my deck. It's worst case a Stone Rain that draws you a card, but if they have anything like, imagine like getting an Oblivion Ring off of this, and then your creature comes back at instance too. So if your creature comes back at instant speed, eats a creature, that's like a 3-for-1. So yeah, yeah. This is not bad. You always don't want like 5 copies of this, but the first copy you don't hate, and like sideboard, it's really excellent in that too. But like we can even main deck a copy. I don't know. Yeah, maybe main decking is a little too much. No, you start this in the sideboard because they have like 16 creatures, 8 non-creatures. But the non-creatures are not always permanent, so they have like 3 to 4 target at max. No, yeah, plus lands. You can target, but lands are not that exciting. Sorry. So this one is sideboard. But in sideboard, you want a copy. I feel like Seed Guy Dash. So it's a 5 and a 4-4, already very good stat line in this format. And when dies, you may search the library for 3 forest card, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Yeah, it's quite good actually. Like I think it brawls very well. The four stat line is really making a difference in this format. And if it dies, you just basically fetch out lands from your library. Not that you are looking to cast like a 9 mana spell or anything. It's more like thinning out your deck and more likely to draw action. Yeah, it's like it counts as a 2-for-1 for me easily. Yeah, we go from that. Solid card. And oh, obviously, constructed format, this can find you like any forest, so it could be like an overgrown tomb or whatever, right? Or a tropical island. So yeah, crazy. Timber Protector. So this is the Merfolk Lord. So it's a 5 mana 3-folk warrior. Other 3 folks you control get +1/+1, and other 3 folk and forests you control have indestructible, and it's a 4/6. Yeah, 4/6 does not die to too many removal, so that's another thing in here. Yeah, this is good. Like this is the Lord. If you open this, you are 3 folk and then try to beat them down with this. Yeah, solid card. Cloud Treasure. So this is the green elemental incarnation thing. No, no, this is not that. Hold on. Maybe green doesn't have one. Anyway, this is an elemental with fresh and reach 7/7. So if you have a million green mana, this is more like an 8 drop, I feel like, than a 6 drop. But it's a flash reach 7/7. So it's gonna eat a creature when it comes in. And when this enters, it deals 2 damage to each creature with flying and each player, and you can evoke it. Yeah, I think this eats the fairy deck alive, because like you're gonna block the only surviving fairy and they lose the board. Yeah, against other deck it could be a solid 2 for 1. Yeah, very very good card. It's rare for a reason. Epic proportions. Oh my god, this is where this was coming from. So yeah, it's a casual kitchen table player's favorite card. 6 mana flash ancient creature. It gets +5/+5 and trample. This one because of the flash it has the potential for some nasty surprises, especially if you already have a lethal attack, then it's just guaranteed that you're gonna lethal them. Because even if they have open mana, they kill one creature, you just snap it on another one, and then that's how it's lethal. Defensively, holding of 6 mana is almost impossible. But yeah, this probably is better offensively. I mean, every combat trick is better offensively, but this one, yeah, you really want them to be tapped out because like tapping out for this and killing the creature underneath, that's an absolute disaster. Yeah, so high risk, high reward for the brave. And vigor is the green one. So vigor is a 6 mana, 3 green elemental incarnation with trample. And if damage would be dealt to another creature you control, prevent that damage. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each one damage prevented this way. When vigor is put into a graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it to its owner's library. So technically, what's happening that this makes all your creatures unblockable. Yeah. So yeah, like they can block them. Like your creatures are growing too big if they start blocking them, or they block them but they just delay their their doom for another 2 3 turns because your creatures are quickly outsizing everything. Like imagine you send in like a 2/2 and they block a 3/1. Like it's like yeah, or they just block it with a 2/3. Now your 2/2 next turn is a 4/4, even though that creature survived. Probably those are the blocks you're gonna see being made when 2/2's coming in and they block by a 3/3, and then they become 5/5s next turn, and your opponent hoping to find removal. But even if you just cast Vigor, you do one attack, right? Yeah, then that's gonna be enough to turn the game around. Yeah, this card's an A+ for sure. Guardian of Cloverdale. Cloverdale must be a nice town. So 7 mana for 4/5. When this enters, create 3/1 Kitkin Soldier token and 3 Folk Shaman, by the way. And for green, you can sacrifice Kitkin and you gain 1 life. Yeah, this is solid. This is solid both in Kitkin and 3 Folk. Yeah, gains you life, big brawler, massive stat line. In 3 Folk, it gets you chum block for a long time. Yeah, solid thing. Ognar Warrior. So this is a 7 mana, 5/7 Vigilance Trample, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the doctor ordered on the top of the curve. This is probably the biggest creature what we have seen so far. On raw stat line, it's common. Your 3 Folk deck wants it. That's a card at common level which can like drive games, right? Because 5/7, like what are they gonna do? Like the goblins need to, chump block with their entire deck to just not die from this thing. So yeah, no, this card is very very good. Yeah, so green is done here. Yeah, like green has been looking supreme so far. The elves are unbelievable. Kitkins has some nice like additions to round out the deck, and 3 Folk. I'm very happy that 3 Folks looks like a deck. Like I really am. So yeah. And then 3 Folk, you could be green black, green white, white black. Yeah, there's a lot going on this set with that stuff. So yeah, I feel like people should be able to find their lanes pretty well. Yeah, no, good stuff. The more I'm looking at this set, the more like charming it feels like to me. So yeah, so there's only one more set review remain, the colorless cards. So I'm gonna get that shortly. So see you there.